So you feel stuck in a job that you don't enjoy, that you hate getting up in the morning and going to. So what are you going to do? I can easily tell you that go ahead and get another job, or just move on, follow your passion, and all those other advice that sometimes they don't make sense. In this case, maybe you have to stick with this job. You have bills to pay, you have family to support, you have children to take care of, or in general, there's some sort of a situation that at this time you cannot change your job. You're stuck with it for a while. But getting up every morning and feeling bad and struggling to get to work and hating your job and every day and every minute of it, that's not an option either. So you have to do something about this. Otherwise, you lose your health, you'll get stressed out, and basically it's just not a good way to live life. What are the options that you have? Oh, by the way, my name is Rafael, and I'm a success coach and the founder of BeGreat.com. I basically help my clients to define their goals, get crystal clear on those goals, and create a strategy to achieve those goals as soon as possible with least amount of effort, and also make a positive impact during the process. Well, it turns out that you still have a lot of options. You have a lot of choices to make, and you can make those decisions if you change your perspective and shift your outlook just a bit. Now look, I'm a personal success coach, and I do work with clients that actually are going through career transitions, and I encourage them to do so. They need to move forward, they need to change jobs, and that's what they pay me for. But there are situations that you cannot do that. You don't have the option. So for example, just recently I was working with a client that did not have that option. After a while, when we worked with each other, we both understood that this is not the time for him to change the job. He had to stick with it for a while. In this case, maybe 2 to 3 years. So in order for him to continue to work on that job without being miserable, we came up with these 7 points that he could use in order to make their job a little bit more enjoyable. The key to these 7 points is this. You have to believe that you have a choice, that you can change, shift, or at least control your perspective. See, the word work or going to work has a negative connotation. It sounds negative for most people. They see that's something that they have to do, something that they're forced to do, something that society expects them to do. They rather not, but they have to do it. Why? As I said, because they have bills to pay, families to take care of, children that they need to look over. So it makes it very difficult when you start from that perspective, right? So here are 7 things that you can do to change that negative connotation that's attached with the word work or going to work. Number 1, change the word work and see it as providing value. Providing value. In many cases, you are providing a value when you go to work to somebody, whether it's your company, whether it's the customers, or whether it's people within the company. Maybe there's another department that you're accountable for. So at the end of the day, you are providing some sort of a value to somebody else, to some other people, or society in general. So if you change that word work, going to work, in the morning you get up and say, hey, I have to go provide some value today, that will shift your perspective just a little bit, and it will make things better. As an example, we can talk about maybe a social worker, for example. They go to work and they may have a boring job. They may deal with problems all day long, but ultimately they are providing a value to society. And they're helping their clients or their customers live better lives. So instead of looking at it as, oh my God, I have to go to work today and deal with all those people, change your perspective and say, I have to go provide some value to society. That by itself will shift your mind just a little bit and make the day more bearable. Number 2, you can see work as providing a service. You're providing a service. As an example, if you are a customer service rep, for example, you are providing a service on behalf of the company to the customers that are calling in. So you are basically trying to make their day better and resolve their problems. That's a service. That's a hell of a service, actually. If you think about it, people need that desperately, and they want you to resolve their problems. So if you see work as providing a service to individuals or societies or groups, that will make things a little bit more easier, and maybe, just maybe, makes your job a little bit more meaningful and enjoyable. Number 3, another thing you can do is try to do your job slightly differently. Make the small little changes and make it personal to you. As an example, I go to a supermarket where I shop obviously for groceries and stuff that I need, and there is a lady there, she's a cashier, and she always makes everybody's day. She makes my day. I know sometimes even when her line is longer, I stand there because she always smiles at people. She has a brief conversation. She basically makes them feel good. And people want to come back and they enjoy talking to her. So she's not just being a cashier. In a way, she's being a therapist as well. Just by the smile and the conversation, she makes people's lives just a little bit better, at least for that moment. So she approaches her job slightly differently. She makes it, I'm sure, more fun for herself. She doesn't get bored, even though she's doing the same thing over and over. But with every person that comes in, she acts slightly different and tries to give something back and provide some sort of a value. So you as well, if you're stuck in a very, very boring job or something that you hate, try to do some stuff differently and put your personality into it, and maybe that's going to make things a little bit better. Number 4, try to create a purpose and a meaning for your job. If you constantly look at your job in a negative way, you don't find any purpose. So you ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why do I get up in the morning? Why do I go to work? I hate this. And all this negative stuff will spiral in your mind and ruin your day and suck your energy out and puts you in a very bad mood. So try to give it some purpose and meaning. As an example, if you are an accountant, for example, and all day long you're crunching numbers, creating reports, etc., etc., if you think about it, that's a very, very important job. That means the company's well-being, the company's financial well-being is really up to you. If you find problems, you can bring it up to the higher-ups and resolve the problem before things get out of hand. If you find errors, if you find things with profitability or with the gross net income, whatever it may be, you're helping the people that are working there to keep their job and feed their family. That's a very important job. It's a very meaningful and purposeful job, because if you don't do that, if you don't do it well, many, many lives could be ruined. The company could go out of business. The departments could lose their budget. People could be fired. See, so you're creating meaning and a purpose to a job that maybe you didn't like, but at the end of the day, it's very, very necessary. And that should make you feel a little bit better about that job. Number 5, find the positive in your job. What do you appreciate about the job? Even though there's many things that you don't like, but what are the things that you appreciate? Maybe the job is nearby and you don't have to commute so far. Maybe it's a steady paycheck and that's very much appreciated by your family. Maybe you get to meet with a group of people that you're working with, and you enjoy your co-workers at least, even though you don't like the job itself. The co-workers, the team, the people are very nice. So find the positive things and try to find as many of them to balance the negative things. If all you're thinking about are in the negatives, then the outlook is very, very dark, right? And you put a lot of pressure and unnecessary stress on yourself. But if you also find positive things, at least there's a little bit of a balance, right? There's bad things about the job, but then there's a good thing too. So your mood is a little bit more balanced and it's not lopsided on one side. So find as many positive things about the job as you can, and that will make things better. Number 6, have pride in what you do. No matter whether you like it or not, have pride in it, because you get up in the morning and you go there and you do it anyways. You spend your time and energy doing it anyways. So while you're there, have pride in it. Be proud of what you do, because that will shift your mind and put you more on the happier side and makes things a little bit easier on you day by day. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you are a custodian and you're in charge of cleaning the floors and the trash, the baskets, etc., etc. Now, if you are proud of what you do, you're creating a clean environment for people to work in. Imagine if they work in a very dirty environment. They're distracted, they're not doing a good job, everything smells and it's chaotic, paper and trash everywhere. Nobody can work under those conditions. So be proud of doing that. Be proud of creating a clean work environment for people to do their job. That's very, very important, and you should be very proud of that. So find the pride in your job and make it powerful, and that will make things 100 times better. And lastly, number 7. Remember that you always have a choice. The reason you're in this job right now is because you chose to be there. You can change your mind later on. When the opportunity comes, you can move to a better job and move forward and move on. But for now, that's a choice. When you say that I had a choice, this is my choice, I'm choosing to do this right now at least, and put up with all the difficulties that I encounter, that puts you in the control seat, right? Then things are not happening to you, but that you are responsible for them, and that makes you feel better. I can choose not to do it, but I'm choosing to do it because of the reasons that you have right now. So you always have a choice to choose your meaning, choose the perspective on the job, and shift your mind towards a more constructive way of thinking about it, okay? Getting up in the morning and hating your job every day is not gonna benefit anybody. But if you have a choice, which you do, you can shift things a little bit in your mind and look at things a little bit different and make that a little bit better. Make your job a little bit more meaningful. So that's very, very important to understand. Again, I'm not advocating for you to stay in a dead-end job and a boring job and not think any bigger, to stick with it and don't do anything about it, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm a coach. What part of my job, half of my clients are the ones that are going through career transitions, and my responsibility is to work with them and move them out of that situation. But you cannot do that, and you have to stick with that job for various different reasons that I covered earlier. In those times, and understand that you have a choice. Still, you have a choice. You're not stuck. You're in control. Change your perspective, shift your mind just a little bit, and look at things a little bit differently, and find the values and the perspectives and anything that you can think about that's constructive, that makes your situation a little bit better. Do so. You do have that option. Okay, there you go. I hope you found these 7 points valuable, and I hope you get to apply these to your life and improve your job situation. Take at least 1 or 2 of these and apply them, and let me know how things go. I'm sure that they're going to help you out. For more information about me and the services that I provide, please visit BeGreat.com, and also make sure you're subscribed to this channel and hit the bell button on the bottom so you're notified when I have my next video. As always, I appreciate any feedback that you can leave for me, and go ahead and let me know if there's any videos, any subjects that you want me to cover. I'm be more than happy to be of help. Now, until then, go out there, be great, and make a positive impact. Take care.